Welcome to the new student admitted days for the College of Global Futures. You'll be hearing from some of our very own students on a panel. Our team in recruiting, I'm Bridget Babassat. I graduated from the School of Sustainability in 2008, back when we first started, and I teach courses now, including study abroad programs. And our colleague, Nicole Herrera, is always very happy to help students in any questions you may have.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole. We're excited to have you here. We're so happy to have our students to be able to give you guys a more in-depth look at the College of Global Futures and share their experience here at ASU. Michael?
Good morning. So my name is Michael, and that picture, I think I need to update. It looks like I just woke up in it. But we are super excited to have you here. And one of the things to please keep in mind is this is a presentation for you. It's not for us, it's for you. So if you have any questions throughout the entire presentation, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can ask a question in the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat as well. So please don't hesitate. We're here to answer any and all questions that you have.
We're going to have a quick introduction of the college, and we'll do some interactive questions and then have our Q&A with our amazing student ambassadors. Students, there's an icon where you have a star, and you're welcome to move that star to the school that you're admitted to or looking at. As College of Global Futures, we're the School for the Future of Innovation Society, the School of Sustainability, and the School of Complex Adaptive Systems. We all work so beautifully together. I'll start showing some of the responses that have come in. We've got representation for both the School for the Future of Innovation Society as well as School of Sustainability. And currently the School of Complex Systems is a graduate program, but there's a certificate in biomimicry, which is also something that you can study there.
So we have multiple campuses that you can enjoy. So we have the main campus down at Tempe, which is the largest one. We also have a campus down in downtown. So if you're interested in living more and being closer to downtown Phoenix, we also have a Polytechnic campus, which is out in the East Valley. And if you're interested in never having to find parking, you can always go to our online campus as well. But please keep in mind that, regardless of which campus you go to, you still have access to the same quality education. So it's really up to you to decide which one you want to go to.
And if you want to drag your icon now with Pear Deck, show us a place where you would love to travel. If you could go anywhere in the world and do a 3-week study abroad, or do a 4-week research project, or maybe spend a semester. Drag your icon to show us where. This map represents currently where we have students from 26 countries. So the beautiful part about the College of Global Futures is that you can be in class sitting next to somebody from Argentina and find out their perspectives of what's going on in the world. So there's a lot of opportunity to be able to interact internationally, even though, we're in a pandemic and we're limited in somewhat. As we move forward and borders open up, there's a lot of beautiful opportunities for research. So let me show the responses of where people would like to go. I see Mexico, yes, and Argentina, and Australia, and Ukraine. And somebody's traveling right now. Is that New Zealand? Beautiful. See, these opportunities are just amazing in the sense that you'll get a chance to get an international perspective with what you're learning in class, as well as opportunities to actually do work elsewhere. And so we have our students with us today. I'm going to go ahead and open this up to gallery view so that they can talk. Let me do a stop share here.
Bridget, so if I can just interrupt for 1 second, because we have a question from Alyssa. She wanted to know, could you please explain the separate schools?
Absolutely. So the School of Sustainability opened in 2006. At the time, it was only a graduate program. I was one of those guinea pig graduate students. There were 28 of us. As the program grew, we brought in undergraduates coming fresh out of high school and community colleges to earn their bachelor's degrees. And we have a wide variety of bachelor degree programs now. There's 3 different degrees to choose from in sustainability, and we'll show you that after the ambassadors have given their talk, and they can be able to tell about what they're studying personally. The School for the Future of Innovation in Society opened about 6 years ago with a focus on how innovation can move our society forward, as well as recognizing that some innovations may be harming us. And there's always pros and cons. If you think about cell phones, The pro is, oh my gosh, they're wonderful. We can do so much with our phones now. A con might be that maybe you go out to dinner with your friends and everyone's on their phone talking to each other, but not communicating. You see what I mean? With the innovation of society, they're just looking at technologies that can move us forward, give that perspective, but the two programs are just hand in hand. And then School for Complex Adaptive Systems, which is not open yet for bachelor's degrees, that program is focusing on the systems thinking and how we're all connected, and fields like biomimicry. The way, yeah, okay, Cassidy, I want you to jump in real quick because your face got excited when I said biomimicry. It's just a way that we can replicate what nature's already created and kind of make buildings design like that. Cassidy, would you like to say a couple of words about that and introduce yourself of who you are?
Yes. So hello, I am Cassidy Fott, and I am a SOS ambassador. And I am also pursuing my certificate in biomimicry. So that is why I made that face. But yeah, I just think biomimicry is a very groundbreaking field, and it's also very new. Not many people know about it, but I think it offers a lot of potential to create a more sustainable economy and more sustainable production processes and consumption habits by mimicking the way nature does things.
Beautiful, thank you. And if we can just go around to have the rest of our student ambassadors introduce themselves. Chloe was one of my study abroad students when we went to Costa Rica. Chloe, would you like to tell us what your degree program is, what year you are, and then also just say a few words to our guests.
Yeah, hi guys, welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys joining the College Global Futures family. I'm Chloe. I'm a junior in the School of Sustainability. I'm studying for a Bachelor of Science in Sustainability with a minor in business. And I just recently started getting interested in sustainable purchasing and looking at that from a governmental level. So I'm excited for you guys to learn more about what we have to offer.
Thank you, Chloe. And Brianna, can you please tell us about the degree program you're in, and as well as, what year you are, and just say a few words about what you're doing now.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's so great to talk to you all today. I am a sophomore in the School of Sustainability. I'm getting a Bachelor of Science in Sustainability and also a Bachelor of Science in Urban Planning and a certificate in Geographical Information Systems. Yeah, that's my spiel.
Thank you. Okay, well, just feel free to put a question in chat for any of our ambassadors. So we'd like to start first just asking some basic questions, and we'll kind of do a round robin so that each of you can answer or give your own perspective on it. And I'll watch you on mute or watch your excited faces. Just take a cue. So when you came into the program, coming out of, let us know if you came out of high school or community college, and what you wish you knew that first year. Like, what would you say is a tip for success to start a good foundation of studying in one of these programs?
I came out of community college, so I transferred to ASU after a year of community college. And I would say, I think what I wish that I had known was getting involved with clubs, and even just going to athletic events and stuff, which obviously that's a little bit harder right now, but finding ways to get involved and meet new people and make those connections makes a huge difference. And I didn't really do that until my second year at ASU, and I wish that I had jumped into that more in my first year. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I would say my answer to that is a lot similar to Cassidy's. I came in as a freshman, and actually Bridget came to my AP Environmental Science class when I was a senior in high school and told me about sustainability. So that was kind of how I was introduced to it. But getting connected was definitely something I didn't do my first year, especially because I was technically in state. So my family was here and I would go home every weekend. I wasn't really getting connected with organizations on campus. And I started doing that my sophomore year, and it actually helped me stay focused with my classes too. So I definitely recommend getting started with that.
I'll throw in a slightly different answer here too, is just something I wish I knew is that it's not as scary as it seems, and you're not just like thrown into the deep end. Like the College of Global Futures has an amazing advising team and everyone who can support you through anything you need, whether it be like class registration, changing your major, internships, anything like that. Like, you're not alone, even if it feels like you might be. So there's a very supportive environment in the College of Global Futures.
Thank you so much, Brianna. And you brought us to our very next question. So thank you. As a program, as you know, we teach real world learning, so students are getting hands-on experience and interacting with businesses and communities. So through internships, Have any of you had an opportunity yet to do either an internship or a capstone experience? I know usually that's junior, senior year, but sometimes students have done that earlier. Brianna, would you like to start us off with that?
Sure. Yeah, I'm currently applying to internships, but as a sophomore, I've only done the SURE research program, which I could talk a little bit about that as well if you want. The Sustainability School and College of Global Futures in general has really good research opportunities, and they can match students up really well. So I was able to have a really cool research opportunity this semester working with a local farm around here and dealing with food insecurity. So that has been a really cool project.
And you brought up a great point that basically as students, you can design the internships you want or the areas of interest that you're looking at. One of our other students who's interested in food systems ended up being in Oregon working at a vineyard for a summer. I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities to be able to move around. So Cassidy, would you like to tell us about any experience you've had or what you're hoping to do while you're a student?
Yeah, so I have not had any internships yet. I'm planning on doing that next year, which I need to start applying for. But I think that one of the internships that I'm really interested in is at the Arizona Worm Farm, and it's about composting and sustainable agriculture. So that's one that I'm looking at right now. I've got my eye on. But there's just a lot of really interesting internship opportunities through the School of Sustainability, and our internship advisor, Caroline Savall, is super helpful in learning about those and figuring out how to apply and figuring out all of that stuff, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm headed. I haven't actually done one yet, but I am on my way.
And Chloe, can you answer that question about internships or the real world experience?
Yeah, and Cassidy mentioned Caroline. Caroline also leads the Fraser Global Mentorship Program, where you get paired with a professional and you get to learn about their experience. You even get to do a site visit. Unfortunately, due to COVID, when I was within the program, we weren't able to do the site visit, but I was able to go to a Green Biz conference where I got to network and meet a whole bunch of people. And then I also am currently doing my internship, which was pretty cool because I was a little worried about having time to work and have an internship. But the School of Sustainability worked with the University Sustainability Practices Office to offer a position that also counts as an internship for my degree. So I'm currently doing that, where I learn how to develop different courses, trainings, and programs that promote sustainability on campus.
Thank you. Yes, please.
We have another question. This one is from Leo. And Leo would like to know, how easy possible is it to major in engineering and being involved in the College of Global Futures?
So I can take a stab at that, but I first want to hear if any of our student ambassadors are doing any engineering classes or engineering work in your program. Yes, no? We do have concurrent majors in our program with WP Carey. They're set up with engineering. You can do a concurrent degree. Engineering program will require 4 semesters of calculus, and we do not. So there is a little bit of overlap, of course, with sustainable engineering, and Fulton has a program with sustainable engineering. It's focused on civil engineering. So I'm not sure, Leo, which type of engineering you're thinking of, but we definitely have opportunities to be able to take those classes, and you can minor in sustainability or minor in the future of innovation in society with an engineering program. On the opposite side, you can be looking at types of engineering certificates perhaps, but the advisors are amazing and they are the ones who can answer that perfectly. I see Brianna's nodding. We have such amazing advisors in our program, and they're very knowledgeable. And if they don't know something, they look it up. We had a student that wanted to get a double major in piano performance and sustainability. And you can't think of any classes that overlap with piano performance, but they worked it out and figured out it could be a 5-year program for that student, but you can look at those options. We do have a 4+1 as well. And so if you look again at the engineering program and check out if they're offering the option to get a bachelor's with a master's within the next year, so that within 5 years, you have both of those. Do any of our current students have a 4+1 program that you're on? Maybe in a minute. Okay.
I am doing the 4+1 with the Master's in Sustainability Solutions.
Awesome. Did that help to answer your question? That basically I've punted to an advisor to give you specifics, but there are commonalities, because obviously with engineering, you're looking at resources and what types of alternative resources. If we're running out of something, how do we build with something different.
Again, say what you were talking about in terms of engineering, because there are classes here that deal with materials and energy and technology, so it's very much part of the engineering field. So there is a lot of overlap between the two. And he's also asking about, is there a specific advisor I should reach out to?
All our advisors are actually trained to help you with any of the schools here at the school or College of Global Futures. So if you're able to reach out to any of the academic advisors, they'll be able to help you. And we could definitely give you the link to make an appointment with them. So I'll go ahead and find that for you. And see, also he says he's curious about sustainable homes. So maybe civil is a good fit.
Absolutely. We just had last year, we had a student apply for one of our champion scholarships, and that student put in their application about wanting to build sustainable homes. And they were looking at everything from the little mini houses. I don't know if you've seen those, as well as, the homes that are built in our desert. We have caliche soil, so it's hard to dig down, but being able to have homes that are more underground so that you've got that cooling in the summer from being underground. There's so many options of just, LEED certifications where homes are energy efficient and water efficient. And HOAs. I mean, oh my goodness, if a homeowners association is not allowing solar panels on a roof because of aesthetics, that's what we were looking at back in 1999. It was crazy. But there's all types of things. So I'm glad you're looking at that, Leah. That's awesome.
Do a tiny house competition. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Tiny houses. Raise of hands or signal with your raise a hand. How many of you would live in a tiny house, even if it was just for a year? Woo,
Not
awesome.
For a year. I'm planning on retiring in a tiny house. That or a cargo container. You know how people take the cargo containers and use them also. So a lot of great opportunities for engineering and sustainability.
Absolutely. So thank you, and keep those questions coming. As you have more questions, please put them in chat or just unmute and let us know. Because we also wanted to ask with our student ambassadors, because the future of innovation in society and sustainability are very broad fields, we teach in a transdisciplinary way. So when you're looking at an issue of water as an example, you're looking at how would an engineer fix this? How would a businessman fix this? How would a social scientist make sure that everyone has water? How do we look at the science of it for clean water systems? So with Chloe and Cassidy and Brianna, when you came into the program, did you know what you wanted to focus in on and study? And if you did you notice that maybe you got excited about something else? I mean, I came in to study water, but I got excited about corporate sustainability, and that's what I got my degree in. So please let us know how that path is working for you currently. So Cassidy, would you like to answer that first?
Yeah, so coming into the School of Sustainability, I didn't really have a specific focus. I just knew that sustainability was where my heart was at, and that was what I wanted to pursue. But throughout the program, I started to narrow down my interests, and that's when I ended up choosing my certificate in biomimicry on the side of my BS in sustainability. And so I've gradually become more focused on materials and sustainability, and also sustainable neighborhoods. I did do the SURE research project as well, like Brianna mentioned, and mine was a focus on sustainable neighborhoods. So I would say I didn't necessarily come in with a focus, but I think my focus got narrowed down throughout my experience in the program.
So you have Singapore in your background, and Singapore, of course, is all sustainable neighborhoods. What area did you study when you did that SURE research? And can you define the acronym SURE for us?
Yeah, so SURE is, I think it's Sustainability Undergraduate Research Experience. Is that right? Did I say that correct? Cool. And for my sustainable neighborhoods research, I didn't focus on a specific area. Unfortunately, because of COVID, our program wasn't exactly the way that we wanted it. We were going to go out and actually go help in different communities and experience that more, but we weren't able to do that. So what I did was a focus on biophilia and mental health. And so it was more of a focus on how sustainability is also important for our communities, and in that sense of like mental health and actual like community relations aside from like materials and whatnot. So I was kind of trying to balancing the two different sides of it, but I didn't focus on any specific spot. But Singapore is one of my favorite sustainable cities. So
and Alyssa has just asked us a question about our campus, the College of Global Futures. Michael mentioned that we have the programs on the Tempe campus is where we're mostly located for both School of Sustainability, School for Future of Innovation Society, and the School for Complex Adaptive Systems. The Poly campus also has our degree programs for the School of Sustainability, and our downtown campus has our Sustainable Food Systems degree. So there are those options as well as online classes for all of those. Just real quickly, where are each of you studying right now? Chloe, Cassidy, and Brianna. Lightning round. On what campus are you basically located on in the real world without pandemic?
I'm on the Tempe campus.
Me too.
I'm also on the Tempe campus.
Great. And Brianna, would you like to follow through and tell about what you came into the program to study, and has that stayed the same course for you, or are you excited about something else and heading in a different area of sustainability?
Yeah, I'm a little similar to Cassidy. I didn't really have a concentration when I was going into sustainability. I just knew that's what I was interested in because it encompassed so many of my other interests. But after taking SOS 101, and my SOS ambassador actually had a double major in urban planning, I looked into that field and kind of knew I wanted to go into sustainable development. And that's how I found my concurrent degree and also my certificate that way.
Chloe, did you stay true to what you first came in to study, or did you know at the time what you were most passionate about?
Absolutely not. I had no idea. I was interested in so many different things. Like I knew I wanted to help, and I knew I wanted to make a difference in sustainability. There's so many avenues you can take in order to do that. And so I decided to get a minor in business and thought I wanted to go into corporate sustainability and social responsibility. And currently now I'm looking into sustainable purchasing at a governmental level. So I'm just exploring. I'm continuing to explore, and I'm taking the time as I grow and learn through my degree what it is exactly that I want to do.
If you have anything to ask these wonderful students, please just put it in chat or feel free to unmute. And in the meantime, if each of the three of you would like to just tell us of something that is one of your favorite moments so far. It can be anything from a on-campus event, or maybe a program or a class that you took, your favorite class. Yes, perfect. Leo's asking about what's your favorite class so far. So Chloe, do you want us to start? I saw you looking up thinking.
Yeah, I was trying to think of my favorite class, and there's so many SOS classes that are very interesting. My first favorite class was SOS 310, I think it is. It's Equity, Justice, and Sustainability. And then currently I'm in SOS 323, which is Sustainable Urban Dynamics. So I'm learning about urban planning and sustainability in an urban area. And so that's interesting as well. I think I can't pick one, honestly. They're all so amazing, and sustainability is so interesting, so it's hard. And then what was the second part of the question?
The favorite class, and just basically, is there a moment of something that you did from research or study abroad, or something happened on campus, or one of the guest speakers? We bring in Nobel laureates, Pulitzer Prize winners. Was there somebody that gave a talk that really inspired you? So Cassidy and Brianna, if you can be thinking too of like a favorite moment. Do you have one yet, Chloe? Do you want me to move on?
Oh no, I can give out my favorite moment. One of my favorite moments was studying abroad in Costa Rica, where we went to so many different things. We went to a coffee plantation. We went to an exotic animal rehabilitation center and volunteered there. And I learned about a lot about ecotourism in Costa Rica. And then one of a smaller scale favorite moments is just being on campus with my friends, coming out of class and then sitting down and studying and having that community.
Cassidy, now let us know not only what is your favorite class, but how big are your classes usual? Also, do most students study abroad? So if you would like to answer that, Cassidy, and we'll kind of jump around to get Brianna's perspective on this as well.
Yeah, so my favorite class was Sustainable Urban Dynamics with Rob Melnick. It's SOS 323, I believe. Let me double check on that. Yep, SOS 323. Super interesting class. I loved it. I'm really interested in Sustainable Urban Dynamics, so that was a perfect fit for me. And my favorite memory, I would say, is probably walking in I think it was the homecoming parade, and we had the big blow up globe, and we had our signs, and I think it said, honestly, I can't remember. I shouldn't have brought that up. I don't remember what my sign said, but it was just really fun. We were like chanting things about like coal and stuff. And it was just really fun because the crowd really got a reaction out of our sustainability part of the parade. And it was just a great experience. But anyways, for class size, I would say There is no planet B. Yeah.
Yes.
But for class sizes, usually for sustainability anyways, they're usually pretty small. I think my sustainable urban dynamics class was maybe like 25 students. I mean, I've had classes with only like 13 people before. My biggest classes, I did have a 400-person class, but it was a sustainability class paired with I think it was also for urban planning. So it was the two different majors, and that was why it was so big. But sustainability classes are usually pretty small, which is great because you can get to know the people in your class and actually create that community.
Perfect. And we have higher GPA requirements to get in. So about a third of our students are in the Barrett Honors Programs as well. So if any of you are also in the Barrett Honors Programs and taking those classes, speak up. And Brianna, I'm turning this over to you about if you came into the program to study one thing but got excited about something else, and maybe what your favorite class is or favorite experience.
Yeah, so I can also answer the Barrett question. I am in Barrett as well, and some sustainability classes have specific Barrett sections. So instead of having to do an honors contract, you can work with the other Barrett students and get Barrett credit that way. So it's really easy to get Barrett credit in sustainability classes, and also going about getting credit, even if they don't have a program, isn't difficult either. And my favorite class, I would say probably SOS 325 so far, which is economics of sustainability. And then I also really enjoyed systems thinking. And a favorite moment, I would say, would be probably just being involved in clubs. The Sustainability Buddies Club is really fun. And my freshman year with my buddy, we were in the Halloween showcase, and we dressed up as different energies in like wind energy, solar energy, and it was a really good time. We painted plants and it was really fun.
One of the things I want to jump in also is, I'm not sure if we talked about Sky's question was, do most students study abroad? And we had kind of talked about this a little bit before, but what are the requirements, or do you have to study abroad? Do you have to do an internship, that type of thing?
So we do require internships before you graduate. When you've got your diploma, you'll either have had an internship completed or capstone research, where you're kind of working from your dorm room and doing research for a company, but you'll have that real world experience, so that as you have your diploma in your hand, you'll also have a resume that you're building, and our students are excited about that. The study abroad programs at Arizona State are amazing. In 2019, there were 225 study abroad programs to 60 countries. With our School of Sustainability and School for the Future of Innovation and Society study abroads, these programs can be 10 days. Chloe had to go to class, by the way. She had a 10:30 class. She says hello, and it was great to virtually meet all of you. As Chloe mentioned, I know the program she went on to Costa Rica was 10 days, and she got 3 credit hours. Some study abroads are 2 weeks, and you might get 2, 3, or 4 credit hours. Of course, there are summer programs where you're gone for a few weeks. There's also the opportunity to be going to a semester in France, if that's what you're looking at. Of course, last year, most of the study abroad programs were put on hold because of the pandemic, and this year as well. But we hope next year that we'll be out there again to be able to provide that. It's not required at all, Sky. It's definitely an option that if you are interested, and it's a beautiful way to travel in a small group. All of my programs are about 15, 16 students with 2 professors, and you're able to go somewhere and experience a culture and get embedded to it. Brianna and Cassidy, we know too, we want to be respectful for your time. If you have any last words that you want to tell our amazing students, and again, please put something in chat if you have any other questions. Cassidy, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share on how to be a College of Global Future student?
I would say get involved. I know I already said that, but there are really so many amazing opportunities that this program offers. And the College of Global Futures is just such a great community. And I have met some of the best people that I've ever met in my life because of this program. So I would say get involved. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Put yourself in positions that you might not be comfortable in, because you will probably take away so many important experiences and life lessons from it. So get involved, put yourself out there.
Perfect. And Brianna, any final words of wisdom for us?
Yeah, similar to Cassie, I would say get involved, but also just know that the school or ASU and College of Global Futures is great. Everyone is so nice and welcoming. I know it's intimidating to come in and meet friends and get involved, but really everyone's so friendly and is good at making you feel comfortable. And all in all, it's just a really great experience. So.
We want to thank you so much for joining us. And ambassadors, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you so much. There's some contact information on there in case anyone would like to reach out and ask us any more questions. We're happy to get those answers or to get you connected with advisors or show you the links for study abroad programs that may be up and running when you come to us in the fall for next year.